Hey everybody, welcome back to me playing Kerbal Space Program, and we are trying to get this new probe, Rosie, somewhere into another planet, the orbit of another planet. And I finally got one, guys. I'm excited. It's estimating a 22-second burn. We have to do it over there. It's going to be a little challenging, but we have 33 days to plan. Here is our wonderful, lovely ship with solar power and some lights. And most importantly, a ton of scientific experiment stuff, and these new large tanks that we got from a whole bunch of science from a probe that went awry and is still, modded is still orbiting like crazy all around. But enough about that. Let us actually advance the time and get ourselves. Actually, I wonder actually if so I'm going to target. I have a question actually. If anybody else knows this game particularly well. This pink target, it shows up when I've got these encounter type things going on, but I don't quite know what it does, which frustrates me. So if you know, feel like telling me, please feel free to shout out. All right, so let's advance time, and I am maintaining my position on that target, despite the fact that that target is moving around relative to the orbit. But as soon as we get to let me think. Oh, okay. So it looks like, because this maneuver is here. So my guess, so we're going to miss it on the first time. And we're going to go around again after we make this maneuver, and we're going to hit it, and it's going to be awesome. So 8 days left, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And I do want to be careful about this, so I apologize if I don't speed through this as quickly as I could, but I'm a little nervous about overshooting it and thus wasting more time, because unfortunately the time warp is a little bit finicky because it jumps. The options for jumping are a little iffy. So I'm going to turn on the thrusters real quick just to see. Okay, so the estimate is still 22 seconds, which is good. And let's bring down. So we're 14 hours away from having to do something for 22 seconds. This is what space science is like, apparently. And let's see, 13, 12, come on, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I do love the music for this game, though. Alright, so now into the single hours, 140, okay. It's going to be tight. And my concern is that I think this burn has to be pretty darn close to accurate, because otherwise we just might miss this. I could probably do a correction at some point, but I'm not sure that I have the smarts to figure that out. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so we're going to fire it 10 seconds out, and we are aiming the right way, which is good. And I'm going to start right now, actually. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so this is the amount that we have left to do. And we've hit this, so we're actually centered around it pretty darn well. We've got 10 more seconds of burning to do. And then it's a little challenging to figure out. Alright, so let's stop that. So now it's got a whole bunch of stuff, because it still has this maneuver here. So let's get rid of that, and look at that. We actually do have an Eve encounter right here, and it even shows the Eve escape. So basically we're going to do one full orbit this way, and I really hope that we're not encountering anything else along the way. And it looks like, nope, we're fine. So we're going to do an orbit. The blue line is us. We're going a little erratically. Well, the blue or the purple? Oh, the purple is us after we encounter Eve. But we do a blue rotation while Eve idles her way around, and let's let that happen, and we should catch up with it. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with things on this scale, the time warp only goes so fast. Let me see. And so our orbit is a little bit crazy, because we are already because this is well, I don't know why it shows them. Oh, okay, it shows Kerbal on the bottom. It just shows the flag is there. So yeah, we're already out, like, past Kerbal's orbit, and then going into the orbit of the planet beneath it. But it looks like, so if you see, these two are converging, we're converging, and they're converging, we're going to meet here. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be around a whole new planet. And let's look at how much fuel we have. Oh, we've got plenty of fuel. As long as I don't do anything stupid. Now, when I did practice mess around with this, though, it did take a lot of fuel to actually avoid this escape. So, may have to do, I think it was like a whole 2 minutes, a whole 2-minute fuel burn. But, see, we're right alongside each other. And once we get closer, I'm going to slow us down a little bit. Or I'll slow down the time warp, not slow us down. Let's zoom in. Whoa, see, yeah, we're still ways away, but zoomed out. Come on. Zoom, please. All right, and almost. See? Okay. Oh, why did it move? Okay, so there's where the encounter is, and there's where Eve will be when we get there. So, come on, go ahead, do your stuff. And we only have, okay. Now we have a very small window here to try and get ourselves into orbit around the moon, around Eve. And Eve actually has its own moon called Gilly. How crazy is that? You see, this is actually our orbit, but it's not much of an orbit. So, we've got the time warp down to as little as we can. And we are simply going to have to, now I'm pretty sure that I just burned the opposite of the direction that we're going. But I would also like to know roughly how much that's going to take. So, boom. That's how much it'll take. And unfortunately, and this happened to me before as well, but Eve, or maybe that's Eve, it actually disappeared when I made this target. So, okay, it's estimating 1 minute and 36 seconds of fuel burn, which is going to be kind of crazy. And I'm actually going to start that. Yep, and it is exactly retrograde, so the opposite of the way that we are currently going. So basically just to kill our current orbit. And I'm going to start doing that now, even though we're not at the target, because close enough. And so now this, I think this is probably our, once we've escaped, what that velocity would be. So that's changing a little bit. You can see this is not tilting much at all. It's extending the amount of time, though, that it'd take for us to escape, which is good. And slowly, 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 this will start to bend. And it, of course, that happens much more strongly as soon as we get to close to having burnt all this off. So we've still got about 1 minute left of full throttle burn. Okay, and yeah, the engine sound cut out for me, so I was getting a little nervous. We've still got about a half tank. Well, we've got 2 tanks here. We've got a double tank and then a single tank. I don't know, whatever the words are. And okay, so this is slowly. We're slowly convincing it. What was that? We're slowly what is that? I want to know what that is. Oh, and there's our other probe. Hi, other probe. Okay, so this is slowly coming around, but it would still have its escape. It would basically just do a slingshot around, which is actually what happened to this probe. But as soon as we drop just enough that it can circularize itself out, and see, this would be kind of crazy to go. Okay, there we go. Let's kill. And now we are in a wild and crazy orbit around around Eve, which is awesome. So let's take a look here. And I don't know if, does it detect that we're around Eve? Let's see. It does! See, look at that. Material stable, high in space over Eve. And look at the scientific value there. We're getting 175 science. And we can transmit it for effectively nothing. And we're getting 70 from the goo, which is awesome. Granted, we're not getting much from the temperature. But, you take what you can get. And I have no plans with this much fuel to try and get us back. I'm sure that you could if you knew what you were doing, but that's not really me. But what I would like to do while we are here is I'll kill you. Let's get rid of you. Is actually reduce this orbit a little bit, because right now I don't think we can even see the planet. See, we see the sun. Where's the planet? Where's Eve? Yeah, see, I can't even tell. We're so far away, but we are close enough to be stuck in that orbit. I would have expected we'd be able to see something. All right, well, que sera, sera. So, let's see. I'm going to go around. See, there's the periapsis. So that's the closest point to Eve. So let's speed this up a little bit. And, yep, okay, so Eve is there, and Eve looks tiny. And well, let's see. Okay, so we're going to add a maneuver at the periapsis. And see, that's 27,000 kilometers away from the actual planet. So let's shrink this down a lot. There needs to be some sort of easier way to set this up. Okay, so there, 8 million meters rather. I don't know my metric terms. It shouldn't be, okay. It shouldn't be million meters. There's a, not kilometer, but what's the one after that? I don't know. I'm a bad person. Okay, so that's a good maneuver. It's going to take 33 seconds to burn. Let's find, and it's still 21 hours away. Fortunately, once we get closer, it should be easier to get these orbits set, because it's taking us a much shorter time to actually do a full orbit around, so it's going to take us less time to get that stuff done. But, alright, so let's advance time. And this doesn't have to be completely accurate. As long as we don't overburn, we're going to be completely fine. So I'm just going to get roughly close to that. And yeah, that's good enough. And we'll just go ahead and go full throttle and watch this thing decrease. Hi, Eve, we're coming for you. Yeah, look at that. It's shrinking down quite nicely. Now we have a crazy orbit compared to Gilly, which is its moon. And who knows, maybe we could probably try and get to Gilly, I'm sure. But that's a little challenging for my tastes. So let's see here. Get that. Chase that target. Boom. All right, and then when we get to this side, we'll close the other end. So get rid of you, please. Come on. Goodbye. No. We have no interest in Gilly. Thank you for asking. And once we get here, we'll set another maneuver. And actually, we don't even need to set a maneuver. We just burn the opposite of the way that we're going to bring it down. Oh, I'm still time warped, which is why it's not letting me turn. Let's do this. Okay, so we want to aim that way by the time we get there. Okay. Okay, good enough. Oh, and it's rotated me again. Oh. Let's untime warp, please. So this orbit isn't going to be completely circular, but it is going to be something. And see, look at that. That's going so much faster and nicer. Let's bring that down. And I do want to be careful because I am going to run out of fuel at some point. This is a permanent probe. So actually, let's check here. Oh, we've got plenty of fuel, actually. This is much better than what I was practicing. Okay. So let's see, look at that. We're almost at a sort of circular orbit. 1, 3, okay. 1, 9, 3, okay. Close, close. Let's bring this down to like 1, 6, I guess. Alright, and that's descending pretty rapidly. Actually, I'm going to kill it there. Alright, and now we should finally be close enough to see this freaking thing. Where are you? Planet? We're here. Where the heck are you? There it is! Guys, look! We're in orbit around a new planet! How cool is that? And we're getting science! That's awesome too! And actually, the benefit now is that with this science, we should be able to afford nuclear engines, which are super, super awesome for going between different planets. And I think I don't want to, bore you guys by having a whole video for, we're putting another probe in front of another planet. But I think I'm probably going to do that. So I'll probably do that off camera and just get a probe around everything and get as much science as we can. And then maybe by that point, it will have been long enough. We will have had enough time to mourn that we can we can look at actually doing manned spaceflight again. Okay, so I'm going to add a maneuver here just to kind of circularize this orbit. Now, I don't know how close you can get into this planet and still be, safe. But I'm sure this is overkill, because we only had to be, 100 kilometers up, I think, around Kerbal. I don't know what the gravity is on this one, but we shall see. Okay, so it's spun around, so that means it's close. Okay, so these are pretty similar. Let's add that maneuver. And I don't even need the maneuver. I'm just setting it there to kind of track when to burn. Because really, when you're just trying to shrink your orbit, all you want to do is fire in the opposite direction of that which you are going. And that's good. Yeah, we're like 34 seconds away. Perfect. Let's burn. I'm spinning out of control. All right, let's do this. Thank you. Come on. All right. Shrink that down significantly. Get a nice, close, reliable orbit. Actually, I'm going to shrink it down. I'm going to shrink it down a fair bit more, and then we'll do another correction on the other side. So I'm going to keep firing until we get to, like, I don't know, let's say 500. Good. And, yep, it looks like we have enough fuel to correct it on the other side, so let's get rid of this maneuver, add another one. Yep. Okay, so this is 494. Yeah, okay, so we'll get this to... We'll actually follow these ones. This is the instructions on this one, and so we can get this roughly the same. Let's pull that down a little bit. 503, 493, a little bit more. 498 and what? 498 and 491. That's better. Yeah. 498 and what? Okay, that didn't change much. 496, 489. Okay, let's see. So I want to actually go up a little bit. Oh, no, not like that. Not like that. I suppose we could try and actually correct this orbit so it's in line with the orbit of its moon, but why let this planet decide how its satellites should operate? And let's see. Okay, so we're 14 minutes away from that. Which is a lot nicer than that whole, like, okay, well, wait 60 days policy. And let's see, come on, 13, 12, 11, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're going to burn it 5 seconds out. Make sure we're hitting the right direction. And fire. Oh, okay. The estimate wasn't great. But you know what? It'll work. Bringing that in. Lovely. Perfect. Okay, get rid of you. And look at that, guys. We're in a wonderful, stable orbit. Oh, and isn't that gorgeous? Look at that planet. Who would want to live on a land of so much purple? Whew. Ooh, okay. We're spinning too fast for me to actually get the camera nice, and we can't plant a flag either because it's just a probe, but it is a probe, dang it. And look at that, we can see all the lovely stuff. Let's do some science. Yeah, science. And we do have enough fuel that I'm kind of tempted to try and dip into the atmosphere, do some science, and then head back out. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that off camera. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so yeah, new planet, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna build some more probes and send them out. In the meantime, let me know where you think we should go next. Once we come back from more manned missions, should we go back to the moon? Should we try and actually do the moon the right way? I don't know. All right. Well, have a good one, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.